Even though you have the best intentions to start and work on your goals, it's often the old destructive habits that need more attention right now. Here's why. At the start of the year, people make drastic decisions and set big goals like start running, learn the piano, or stop eating sugar. When we set the goals, we feel we can achieve them and we know they can improve our life. But we also know that achieving the goal only happens if we can stick with them in the long term. The problem when we set these goals is we neglect the lifestyle we've built around these bad habits in the first place that makes it easy for us to do these bad habits. But with all the temptations we face and with all the intention and motivation in the world, our willpower doesn't always show up when we need it most. When you might have better self-control than me.
But as someone who's experimented with starting new habits for the past 10 years, I find them to be one of the best life hacks. But what is a habit? Simply put, a habit is a mental shortcut. And the ingredients are what Charles Duhigg calls the habit loop.
Cue, routine, reward. When this habit loop is repeated every day, little by little, it soon becomes an unconscious behavior, thus alleviating your brain's engine,
allowing us to go into autopilot. The problem is, whilst the habit is incredibly useful to help you become the best you, when left unchecked, they can get destructive very quickly. And if the habits happen accidentally or unintentionally, they can wreak havoc in your life. Here's what Charles Duhigg, author of Power of Habit, says about bad habits. You can't extinguish a bad habit, you can only change it. If you use the same cue and provide the same reward, you can shift the routine and change the habit. So what does that mean for you? Instead of trying to stop habits and adding new ones, maybe examine your bad habits. Replace them with habits that are better for your productivity and your well-being. And I've been reflecting on the bad habits I need to swap.
So I thought I would share with you the 5 destructive habits I'm trying to replace and what I'm trying to replace them with. And the first destructive habit I'm trying to swap is
stop consuming political content. Last year, it wasn't the mainstream news that weighed me down. I've become pretty good at eliminating that entertainment from my life. It was a game changer. It was the things that we don't see in the news, but should. The policy stuff. I read about them from independent journalists through their newsletters. See, one of my master's degrees was in public policy. So while I haven't pursued the path professionally, it still concerns me. So reading about policies being passed got me really angry. So I would share petitions, but no one read them or did anything about them. It took up a lot of time and energy that could have been better spent elsewhere. So the cue is the curiosity. The routine was scrolling and reading the newsletter. The reward was I felt informed. And then of course I'd feel morally superior because I know what's actually going on. I can't make people pay attention to what's actually happening. I need to invest all my time and energy on things I can change, which is myself. Knowing what laws the government passes isn't going to help me do more of what I love. So I'm just going to stop reading. And here's how I'll swap the habit. I'll make it harder to reach for these destructive habits. So I have logged out of Twitter, Facebook,
unsubscribed from newsletters,
and instead make it easier to engage in the new habit. That's the secret of creating a new habit. You make it really easy for you to start. 10 points for anyone who noticed I changed the lighting situation. It's getting dark outside. Doing the comfortable instead of the uncomfortable. Like you, I too have fitness goals and my default is cardio. I neglect strength and flexibility. You see, since taking long distance running seriously a few years ago, my ideal weekend consists of a delicious 10k run. Now you might be thinking, oh, poor you, I run 10k and instead of doing strength training, that sounds like a humble brag. But seriously, over the past year, I've come to realize that muscle mass is the most important organ that determines quality of life and longevity. And look, I'm just getting started. I've just found my groove and I want to be doing this until I drop dead. So I need to take care of this body now before it's too late. So the cue is exercise. The routine is go for a run. The reward is joy, delight, energize. Got to make it easy to do the new behavior. Using the Gymshark app. I love that app, by the way. It's very easy to create a new workout. I have created a smaller and easier strength session. One that takes 5 minutes to complete instead of the current plan, which takes 45 to 50 minutes. Now, I know what you're thinking. 5 minutes of strength training isn't going to move the needle. But look, it's enough to get me started. And after 5 minutes of listening to a podcast while working out, I know I can easily go for 40 minutes. And don't forget to make it harder to do the old behaviour.
Cue exercise. The new routine, do 5 minutes of strength. The reward, joy, delight, energized. I also need to stop working during playtime. Being an introvert, I can easily spend weeks and months without seeing other people and only talking to my immediate family. Or I'll just carry on working. Yeah, because I'm passionate about what I do. There's so much I want to get done. And this is all at the expense of spending time with friends. Cue, playtime. Routine, watch something or work. The reward, inspired, feel good, energized. Studies show people who live better quality of life are those who have friends. But also, one of the most natural things in life is to lose friends, especially when major life events happen. So you need to constantly make the effort to make new friends. Otherwise, you'll find one day you don't have any. Fortunately, through my improvised comedy journey, I was binge learning over last year. And through the Zoom classes, we formed a group, which is too much for me to be friends with. So I've reached out to 2 people I connect with, arranged Zoom coffees and drinks, would continue to do so on a regular basis. It's a nice way to start the year. Cue, playtime, new routine, connect with friends. Reward, energized. The next bad habit, avoiding adventures to be safe. Before the world changed, like you, Jen and I would go out. Holidays, maybe hire a car and go and visit friends. Or when I had a speaking gig in another country, we would always tag on a couple of days afterwards and explore the city together. But like you, we've been locked in our homes for the past 2 years. Stopped eating out, hardly ever take out food. Even when things started opening up, Jen and I were still super cautious. I'd watch Friends for the 100th time or Schitt's Creek, cooking the same meals. This year, I plan to be more adventurous, go on adventures with Jen. I don't know what air travel will look like, but for now, we will at least explore this little island we live on. Now, as someone who suffered from addictive eating disorders, now while I know I won't fall back into those destructive, addictive eating patterns, I love chicken biryani way too much to either not eat it or to throw it up afterwards. But I am aware about how obsessive I can get about things. So as a result, I'm quite disciplined in avoiding them, because when I have a little, I can't stop myself. Like, for example, last year, and now this is going to sound like the dumbest addiction ever, but I got slightly addicted to cottage cheese. Really, I just started with this having a little bit, like a third of a tub, and then creeped up to half a tub. And then before you know it, I was having a whole tub a day. I just got to keep it out the fridge, otherwise it's going to happen again. It's delicious, it's so good. This is not sponsored by them. Anyway, what does this have to do with treating myself? Well, since trying lots of diets, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, juice fast, smoothie fast, we found eating lifestyle that's been a complete game changer for my health, for my energy, and so on. But I've become quite militant about it, and I don't allow myself to enjoy the treat. I don't eat bread or rice. Hello, I'm Asian, because it feels like a slippery slope. So this year, I'm going to treat myself more. I'm going to eat cheat meals once a week, and I'm going to buy myself the odd thing.
Because Queen, you're worth it.
I've just been watching Queer Eye. The mother of all bad habits is procrastination. When you procrastinate, you are literally building walls around your goal and your dream life, making it impossible to reach. So watch this video next so you stop procrastinating, because the more you wait, the harder it becomes. Watch this next. Thanks for watching.